Dave Walsh, host of Card Talk, and I am finishing up my Dream Chaser campaign. So this is the final scenario, the City of Corsairs. I hope I can get through this. I've had good luck through this whole entire campaign. And interestingly enough, I know that the recordings don't work out, but I did interview Jeremy Zwern about this particular campaign, and we had a lot of fun talking about it. Check out the show. Let's get started. We'll set up what we have here. We'll go through all the stuff that's out here already in play, and then I'll draw my opening hand, and we'll go through the campaign setup and everything else. On the left, we have the Nath Guide. It says after the Nath Guide enters play, choose a hero. The hero does not exhaust to quest this round. So very good. Notice that is also very good in not a Sylvan deck. It's any hero. So and in multiplayer, you can pick heroes across the table from you. So it's kind of neat. And this is the 2-player starter limited edition frame, so it looks a little different. Expanded art. It's not full art, but expanded art, I think, is what they called it. Then on the right, we have the Galathram Minstrel, and that allows me to search the top 5 cards of my deck for an event, and then I get to shuffle my cards back into the deck. So very good in getting the Sylvan zero cost events going. The Tree People on the left is one of those zero cost events that probably is the most powerful of the Sylvan zero cost events. You get to pull a Sylvan back into your hand, look at the top 5, find an ally, and put him into play for free. It's just very good. So the Nath Guide that I just had could turn into a Sylvan Tracker or a Legolas or just some sort of power card. Rumil, Orphan, Haldir. It's just really good. And then the Faint Voices is my next maybe favorite card. Zero cost event. It's combat action, so that's a little tough, but basically it's a Sylvan Feint. The enemy doesn't attack when you play this, but the cost is that you have to bring a Sylvan back up in your hand, but that's kind of what you want because you want these Sylvans to come back into play and stuff like that. So love this. And I have 2 attachments in my starting hand. I have Olorien, which allows me to reduce the cost of a Sylvan ally played by 1 to a minimum of 1. And then I have Nenya, which gives Galadriel the lore resource icon, and it allows me to throw her willpower over to somebody else who is questing. This is actually one of the best starting hands that I've had in this campaign, so I'm happy to begin like this. I haven't done this in a little bit, but I need to make sure that I show you Thranduil, who was released in Fire in the Night, one of the best cycles in the game. I love it. Ered Mithrin's coming out, or already came out actually, as you got as you are watching this, and you get to put a Sylvan ally into play from your hand. You have to pay for it, but you get to ignore the resource match, which is nice because you can have bigger Sylvans like Legolas or Haldir, and you can pay for them with any of the resources you have available. And then the One Ring on the left is a little controversial. I know people either love it or hate it. I really like it. I think it's fun that it's in the card pool and is part of the regular card pool and not just the saga. And that's what the beauty of the game is. If you don't love it, you don't have to play it. And I love its effect. Its effect actually doesn't do anything except something bad. It lowers your your threat elimination level down by 5. So my threat elimination level, instead of being 50, is 45. But it gives you access to master cards. And that's the real thing. And I only have one master card in this whole entire deck, and I pull it out just so I can put it on Thranduil. And this is the master card. It's I call it the Defendy one. It gives Thranduil, or it gives whoever's wearing the ring, in this case Thranduil, an extra defense, but I'm also able to raise my threat by 1 and cancel a shadow effect. When you're playing solo, one of the things that you have to be careful of, or that you have to do, is you have to be able to kind of take everything that the encounter deck is going to throw at you and try to handle it all on your own. And this allows me to handle shadow effects and defense kind of with just one card that I get from the very beginning. I do have some other things that raise defense and things like that, but I don't have to be as worried if I have the One Ring in play with Inner Strength. So it's a solution to a problem that, as a solo player, I need to have in my deck. The two other heroes I have Celeborn on the right. That's the alt art Celeborn. I only just got it within the past 6 months, so I'm happy to play with it. I'm not one of these that takes my alt arts and hides them away. If I can put them into a deck, then I play with them. I love seeing it. This is one of the best alt arts that I have seen, coupled with the alt art of Galadriel. It's almost like these two were meant to be a pair. And so Galadriel, it's hard to see underneath Caleb's signature there. Caleb Grace, the lead designer of the game for so many years, signed this version because he came on the show. But Galadriel, when a character comes into play or a card comes into play, it doesn't exhaust to quest the first round it comes in. So that the round it comes into play. And then there's an action where I can lower my threat by 1 and draw a card. And that could be directed at anybody, but Galadriel, I'm playing solo, so she's going to be helping me out. And coupled with Celeborn, a Sylvan ally comes into play, and that Sylvan ally gets +1, +1, +1. It gets +1 to all their stats. So I get something that's not going to exhaust a quest, plus has boosted stats for the first round. These two, it's almost like they should be married. Oh, wait, they are. The Coast of Umbar, City of Corsairs, Side 1A. We are shuffling a whole bunch of encounter sets into one encounter deck. And so I've done that, and I've set the encounter deck aside so that the other encounter deck aside. And we have a Corsair deck, so that's good. And then it says I prepare my fleet. I add the Stormcaller to the staging area. So let me show you my fleet, and then I'll show you the Stormcaller, and we'll come back to this in a minute. The Dream Chaser, campaign mode only. It's upgraded, and so this is the required ship. You have to have the Dream Chaser in your fleet, and so I'm hunting down the Stormcaller, the bad guy, and then basically when I upgraded this thing, I spent the XP. Basically, it's 3 characters. It counts as 3 characters when committed to a sailing test. Okay, so that's good. And then with it comes extra sails, and so it says the ship gets an extra 1 willpower, and it says when a non-unique ship enemy engages you, spend 1 resource and exhaust extra sails to reduce that enemy's boarding value by 1. So that's great. And I think we've learned that these are not player cards, but rather encounter cards that I control. So I can use it if things are immune to player card effects. The other ship I have in my fleet is the Naralenia. I think I should have tried to pick another ship, or if I play this campaign again, I'm going to pick a different ship. The Narlenia is just so good, especially playing solo, to reduce the first ally by 1. There's just lots of reasons to pick this ship. It's also, I don't know, 5 defense is really good. It's just really good ship. And then armor plating, I upgraded at the very beginning, and it says attached ship gets +1, and then +1 defense. And it says, after attached ship defends against an enemy, discard 1 shadow card from another enemy. So it's kind of like an armored destrier. The enemy ship that we're dealing with is the Stormcaller, and it's got the black key on it. It says at the end of the round, if the Stormcaller is engaged with a player, return it to the staging area or shift your heading off course, which we could do. And then the Stormcaller cannot take more than 10 damage each round. No more than 10 progress can be placed on the quest each round. So I'm going to have to do 10 damage to this thing, and then I'm going to deal with Corsairs coming out and all sorts of crazy things. So this is going to be wild. I think I have to actually go through this and kill the Stormcaller this time. Now the quest card, after we add the Stormcaller, says to add 1 copy of Southern Belfalas to the staging area 2 instead if there are 2 or 3 or more players in the game, and then shuffle the encounter deck. So Southern Belfalas, first of all, love the art. The art in this cycle for the encounter decks were amazing. I love it. The travel cost, this is a 3-threat, 5 quest point location, and the travel cost is nuts. It says a player must reveal the top card of the Corsair deck and engage it to travel here. So you reveal it and engage it. It's not even just add it. So you get the when revealed effects. I don't know, you know it's all. So this is crazy. Okay, so this is sailing. It says progress cannot be placed on the coast of Umbar if the players are off course. So we can't, we have to make sure that we stay on course. And it looks like we have 2 ways to move along in the City of Corsairs. We can either destroy the Stormcaller, or we can put 15 progress on the ship, or on the quest card. So, okay. So let's take a look at the campaign setup now. So this is part 9. So that Ominous Fates that's in the encounter deck, it's going to be a pain in the neck. But it says flip the Stormcaller to its campaign mode only side, which we already looked at. Then attach the black key to it. We did that. Each player chooses a modification. I showed you the modifications. I shuffled Thunderstruck into the encounter deck, Crowley's in the Corsair deck, and says put Calarian into play under the control of the player with the Dream Chaser. 1 player may choose a copy of Círdan's Blessing not in the campaign pool and add it to their hand. If Gavin returned, put him into play under any player's control. Flip this card over. So let's do all of that good stuff. Okay, Calarian on the left there just allows me to ready the Dream Chaser, but I have to spend 3 resources to do it. Dream Chaser gets a buff though, and then Gavin is the only reason why I paid for Gavin to come back, because Gavin returned, is because I want to try to get the when revealed to go off. And not only do I want the when revealed to go off, and then I want to be able to get the send for help to go off. That's what I'm hoping for. So, because that would be phenomenal. So these guys are here, and because they are allies and they are in play, Galadriel says they don't exhaust a quest the first turn that they come into play. This is the Círdan's Blessing that I have left, and it says that enters play with X resources on it. X is 1 more than the level of Círdan's Blessing. So Círdan's Blessing is level 0 right now. I didn't add anything to this one. And it says exhaust Círdan's Blessing to remove one resource from it to give the attached character +3 willpower until the end of the turn. So that's neat, and that's a character too. So if I have a good character that can do some questing, I think that's what I'm going to be trying to do. So this gets added to my hand. I finished reading the front side, and then it said flip this card. So it says when 2B is revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for each boon and non-ship burden and shuffle them into the second encounter deck. When Captain Sahir enters play, attach the black key burden to him and the black sword. Oh, the black sword. Ooh, I don't even know what that is, but that's fine. And it says exhaust a hero to move one resource from the black sword to the hero's resource pool. If the black sword has no resources on it, remove it from the game. Okay, well, that's good. Group limit once per round. I assume the group limit is not removing it from the game once per round, but the group limit is exhausting the hero once per round. Real quick tour of my play area. At this point, if you've been watching, you probably have seen a bunch of this. Anyways, this is the first encounter deck, or the active encounter deck. This is the Corsair deck, staging area with the Stormcaller and the Southern Balthalis quest card. There's no side quest, but I have this marking the current quest in case that's a thing. 29. My threat is 29. My fleet, my heroes, Gavin's over here, and then Clarion. I have the set aside encounter deck. You can see Sahir up here. These are the send for helps, and this is the quest card. So I am ready to start. So let's draw a card. And I get a Host of the Glathrim, which is good to have in my hand. It's a great finish off the encounter deck card, but it's not very good at the beginning of the game. So when I play it, I'll show it to you. Okay, so I'm going to Nenya here like this. Now I'm going to play the Nath Guide. The Nath Guide's going to target Celeborn, and I'm going to reduce the cost because of Narlenia down to 1. Okay. And then, oh, you know what? I'm going to use yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to spend 1 to bring in Olorien here and put that on Celeborn. Okay, so I have lots of things to do. I have all sorts of things that I could worry about. I have all sorts of things that I can do to maybe help with the Dream Chaser. Okay, with the Stormcaller. I don't really know what I'm saying anymore. Maybe I should take a deep breath and figure this out. Okay, I have all sorts of tools that I can use to deal with the Stormcaller. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is the sailing test. So I'm going to do 3 here for the sailing test. I don't know how many. Well, let's just do 4. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 3 successes. So that's good. Okay, so I should have shifted myself off course and then back on course. Okay, and now I can quest. So 1, 3, 6 against 6. 6, and then I have Galadriel that I can use to boost somewhere. So let's see what we get here. We get the Fog Bank. I was happy to see this, I think, because I think its effect is going to help me not engage the Stormcaller. So let me just read it to make sure. It says, while Fog Bank is the active location, ship enemies cannot make engagement checks, and then cannot attack and cannot be attacked. Okay, so that helps me deal with the Stormcaller coming down. But it's got 2 threat, so I'm actually up to 8 in the staging area. Okay, so there's 8 versus 6. I'm going to use Galadriel with Nenya. That gives me another 4. So that's 10 versus 8. That make 2 progress. Okay, and now I can travel. Look, this thing has 20 engagement costs. So I'm going to travel here to the fog bank, and now I can't engage this in the staging area. This is immune to player card effects, but the fog bank is not a player card. It's an encounter card. Okay. So, well, that was pretty good. The counter deck just helped me game the first part of the scenario. So let me, I don't have to worry about attack or defense or anything. So let me just finish off this round and start the next round. So I get a Greenwood Archer, which is nice. The Greenwood Archer is going to allow me to, well, let me show you. Okay, the Greenwood Archer is ranged, and after the Greenwood Archer enters play, I get to ready a hero. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Archer to ready Galadriel after lowering my threat and drawing a card from Galadriel. So I'm going to actually do that now. I'm going to exhaust Galadriel, and I'm going to draw a card, and then I get, from doing that, I get this Come Together, which I get to choose up to X characters. X is the level of Come Together, and then add it to the victory display. And so it just gives me a whole bunch of bonuses to a whole bunch of things. So, which is pretty cool. And there's Lanwin right there with Gavin in the front of the the front of the thing. So there's a couple of new cards for my hand. The second thing that I'm going to do is bring the Minstrel into play by lowering its cost with a Lorien, doing this. And so now let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get to pick an event, and the only event I get is Galdor's Council. And that allows me to add resources to a hero where X is the level of Galdor's Council. So that's good to have in my hand, especially now at the beginning, because I need the resources to put people into play and to do things. Okay, so I'm actually going to play Galdor's Council right now. And I've upgraded Galdor's Council to level 5 plus, so it's half rounded up. And so I'm going to give those resources to Galadriel. And I'm going to take Gavin, I'm going to shuffle Gavin back into the encounter deck, and I get to pick one of these at random. These are the come send for help. And I did upgrade the leadership one for whatever that's worth. And but I'm hoping to get the spirit one. So I have to shuffle these up and then pick one at random here. One. Okay, so that one goes into the encounter deck. Into the encounter deck. Shuffle these in. I'm not even going to flip them over to figure out which one I want. Or which one I got. I'm going to just play it. Play it cool. Okay, now Inner Strength goes on to Thranduil. Okay, now I'm going to play the Tree People, and I'm going to bring the Nath Guide back to my hand with hopes of finding something that's going to be able to do me good here. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see here. So I have to pick this. I have to pick the Sylvan Tracker because it needs to be a Sylvan ally. Okay, shuffle all these back up. Okay, let's look at the Sylvan Tracker. Shout out to the first cycle here. It says after a Sylvan character readies during the refresh phase, heal 1 damage from that character. So a lot of times this is all the healing a Sylvan deck needs. And I actually cut back from I actually cut back from 3 copies to 2 because I found that I could use other things that were doing cool things. So I just chose to do 2, and that's always been good for healing. And this card is pretty beefy. It's got 3 hit points, which can absorb some archery. It's got 1 of each of the stats, so it's pretty good. New this round, so they don't exhaust a quest. Galadriel has a couple of resources on her. It's looking pretty good right now. So let's quest. It's almost like I don't want to get through the fog bank. I could probably handle this, but we're not even questing yet. We're going to do the... we'll do... Clarion and the Dream Chaser. 1, 2, I get a win. I get a win because of Gavin. Thank you, Gavin. Otherwise, I wouldn't have won. So now we can quest. So we're questing for 2, 4, 5, and in the staging area 6. So, we'll do 9. I don't want to get too crazy because I don't want, if I get too many locations, it's going to be rough, but for now I'm okay. And I get Boarding Party. First of all, more amazing art. It says that each player reveals the top card of the Corsair deck and puts it into play engaged with him. I don't have a way to cancel this, so here we go. I get the Raid Leader. Nothing like starting off strong here. When the Raid Leader engages you, move 1 resource from each of your heroes' resources pool to Raid Leader. This guy's going to get a lot of resources all of a sudden. Raid Leader took a resource from Galadriel, Thranduil. I should have remembered that, but it is what it is. I'd get nothing added to the staging area, or nothing added in the way of threat. So it's 6 versus 9. So I get 3 onto this. Now I have to do something with the Raid Leader. So deal it a shadow card. I'll defend with Thranduil. Shadow card. If the attacking enemy is a raider, place 2 resources on it. Can I kill that despite the 2 extra resources? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. So I'm going to raise my threat and cancel that using the One Ring. This is what I was saying. Threat, shadow management helps out. So, okay. So now I'm going to try to kill this thing. So I can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this has the 2 extra resources. So it defends for 3, but I still am able to do 8. So 3, 5 is 8. Thranduil takes a point of damage. Okay. So now we're ready to move on to the next round. So we'll ready, get resources, raise my threat, and draw a card. Because of the Sylvan Tracker, I get to heal Thranduil, and I'll draw a card, and I get another Nath Guide, which is great to see. Okay. So I'm not going to get stuck this time. I am going to play Círdan's Blessing onto Thranduil. Círdan's Blessing just has one. Let's see. I'm going to put it onto, actually, I'm going to put it onto Celeborn. Maybe I should put it onto Galadriel. Well, whatever. I'm going to spend 1 to bring out the Nath Guide, and the Nath Guide is going to target Celeborn. And then I'm going to play for another 1. I'm going to play a second Nath Guide, target Thranduil. So now I'm going to quest. Okay, without doing anything, I'm doing 2/4 here. Oh, before I quest, I have to dream chase here. I'm chasing my dreams. I'm going to do 4. So what do I get? 1, 2, 3. Come on. No success. So I'm off course. So I can't put any progress here until I'm back on course. I can put progress here. Okay. Well, that stinks. So without trying, I'm doing 7. 2, 4, and then I'll use Thranduil for 8, 9. What I'm saying is I'm going to target this Nath. This Nath Guide is going to target Thranduil with the ability. Okay. So 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 9 with 9. And then I can use Galadriel if I need to. Oh my god. Let's play City of Corsairs, I say. Let's put in the ominous fate. Whatever. It says, I don't know, whatever. Each player must either reveal an encounter card, raise their threat by X, or deal X damage divided among characters they control. And so listen, this is Surge. Jeremy talked about this card. I hated this card. I don't know. Should I just raise my threat by 9? I'm still going to get a Surge. I don't think I can do 9. Let's see. But it's the last stage of the campaign, so you know what I'm doing? I'm putting this in this stupid victory display. I don't need to get XP for this thing. It's a pain in the butt. I think I'm going to raise my threat by 9. And then I'm going to hope that Galadriel can help me out. Okay, I have 40 threat. It surges into a scouting ship. And I'm off course. This thing is going to engage me. So the scouting ship, I'm up to 8 now. And I am not going to use Galadriel. I'm just going to put 1 progress here. And I'm going to use Galadriel to lower my threat and to draw a card. And I get Rumel. And I can't do anything with these guys because that's the way it's going. So, 39 threat, everybody. Put this over here. I have 2 progress on the quest. Okay, end of round. We're going to ready and heal and draw cards and raise threat and do all those good things. Okay, so I get a Lorien Guide. Lorien Guide. Shout out to the core set here. Actually, this is what the core set is what we just finished core set cards when I was building this deck, and I was like, oh, Lorien Guide. I think I'm going to see how the Lorien Guide works in my Sylvan deck. And I knew the Narlenia, and I knew that I had a Lorien, so I was able to do some good stuff with it this time around. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 1 because I can reduce by 1 for the Narlenia, reduce by 1 for the Lorien. So that guy costs just 1. Now is the time to play Come Together. First of all, this is the cover art and of the Dream Chaser Hero campaign, or the hero expansion, and it says choose up to X characters. X is the level of Come Together. My level is level 5, so I get to pick 5 characters, and I get each of those characters get +2 defense, +2 willpower, and I get to heal. They gain a trait of my choice, and I get to heal 2 damage. I'm sure this also has something to do with Jeremy's music thing, because that song "Come Together Right Now" over me. So I would guess that that's part of it. I will confirm. I'm gonna pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, because I have a feeling this is going to get ugly. Okay, so let's sail. So I have to go off course even more. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm going to sail for 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 3 success symbols. So, okay. So I'll go back to even up here. I'm back on course. So that's going to help me here, I think. Okay. So now we will quest. I'll do, without trying, this is questing for 4. This is 4. And then I'm going to exhaust him, and let's see. Five. So that's 9. There's 8 in the staging area right now. Okay. And then I'll use Galadriel. There's another 6. So that's 15. And I put 1 progress here, so this is no longer part of the deal. It's no longer in play. This goes goodbye. And so 15 versus 8. And I get Sudden Storms. Okay, so it says either shift your heading off course or deal 1 damage to each character you control. I'm going to have to shift my heading off course, I guess. Okay, I'm going to shift my heading off course. This gets there. I have too many of these guys here, and I don't have Orphan out. So I could do some damage, but these guys are all... It's not good. So, but that said, I still get to do 7 progress to the quest. So that's good. So 5, 6, 7. Oh, I can't even do that because I'm off course. So I guess I will take this, travel here, And I will reveal the top Corsair, and it engages me. It's the Raider. So the Raider gets +1 attack for each resource. It says after it attacks you, move 1 resource from one of the hero's resource pool to Umbar Raider. So the Umbar Raider is going to steal resources. Boo. Okay, now this guy has to engage me. Okay, but what I can do is it says when non-Yashikin engages you, spend 1 resource to reduce the boarding by 1. So I'm going to reduce the boarding by 1, which is great. Okay, and then I guess this guy comes down. And I have to do the boarding, and this is an Umbar Slaver. And the Slaver gets +1 attack, +1 threat for each resource on it. And it says after I spend a resource, place 1 of those resources. So it doesn't cost me anything. It's just, it goes into this guy's like free parking in Monopoly. Money goes into him. So now I have to deal shadow cards. 1, 2, 3, 4 shadow cards. Okay. Now I have to, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna play Feigned Voices to cancel this attack. Okay, and I think I will bring this guy up into my hand. Okay, so this attack is done. Okay, now I need to defend here. So I will defend the Stormcaller with the Narlenia. Narlenia is 6. Okay. It says if this attack destroys a character, discard an ally controlled by the defending player. It doesn't destroy a character. I take 2 damage. Okay. And now I get to discard a shadow effect from somebody else. Here. This shadow effect. I'll remove that. Okay. And so now I have to defend this. Let's see. This guy has a bonus, so I could defend this guy for 3 here. And then 2. So I will use Thranduil to... So this guy gets this resource. Okay, Thranduil is defending for 2, no shadow. So now I have to do something. Okay, so I'll attack for 1, 2, 5. That doesn't kill anything. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll do this. So I'm going to actually just shift my heading off course even more? Question mark? No, I'm going to put this back up in the staging area. Wait. If I put this off course, that means I don't have to do the boarding. Okay. I think that's the way to do it. So I have 0 in the staging area. Okay. So let's end the round. I get a Galadriel's Handmaiden, which is going to help me amazingly with threat, I hope. Okay, I'm going to play Rumel for 2 because I have a Lorian and Narlenia. And that's going to put 2 damage onto this guy. And that kills this. So that's a start. So now I have... I'm going to have to sail here. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. And I need both my ships because I have 2 ships engaged with me. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4. Okay, here's to hoping that I get some good cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get no cards. So I'm at the worst setting. Okay. That is not good. So I'm going to quest for 1, 4. I'm going to quest for 4 this time around. Now I can't make progress here. This is already taken care of. So I'm just going to quest for 4. And I get Rough Waters. And the Rough Waters cancels a success symbol, but that's okay. I'm not even going to show you that because I just need to do a thing. I just need to get out of here. So look, this is going to, I put 1 here because of this, and then I make 2 more progress. So I get 3 on there. Now I'm going to use Galadriel to lower my threat. Draw a card. Tree People. Okay, I get another minstrel, so I can do 2 minstrelly things next time around. So, gotta do some things here. So, 20, 28, 35. Okay, so I will defend this, the Stormcaller with the Narlenia. Resolve this card's when revealed effect. Oh, I have Gandalf. Oh. Okay, look, Narlenia defended. Okay, let me show you this send for help. I'm so excited. Okay, so send for help is Surge, and it says search the player's collection for Gandalf ally, and I did. Put him into play under any player's control, ignoring the unique symbol. It says if send for help is upgraded, that player chooses up to 3 of Gandalf's options instead of 1. Remove send for help from the game. You know what's exciting about that is that not exciting, but I chose to upgrade the leadership version and not the lore version because it was just, I was like, what are the chances? But this is still fun. So I either get to draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to an enemy in play, or reduce my threat by 5. I'm going to reduce my threat by 5. I'm lowering my threat by 5. So I'm down to 35 threat. Thank you, Gandalf. Okay. I have to take 2 damage to the Narlenia because of the damage. And then it says I get to discard shadow effect from another enemy. So I'll discard this shadow effect, and now I will defend this guy with Thranduil. And so he's, let's see, he's attacking for 3. Thranduil's defending. Either add Thunderstruck to the staging area, do deal 2 damage to the defending character. I'm going to just deal 2 damage to the defending character. Okay. Oh, I guess I could... You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to raise my threat. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the 2 damage. I can heal that off quickly, I hope. Okay. So I can do 7, 9. That gets rid of a ship. The Dream Chaser. Exhausted. Okay. Okay. So I can do 4, 6, 9, and that kills this ship. Okay. And then I have this for 2, but that's not helpful. Okay. Okay, so maybe Orphan will help me bring this guy back. I don't think Orphan can, but maybe Orphan can. I think it's just look for a Sylvan ally. Okay, end of round. I'll do all the things I need to do and draw, etc., etc. Okay, so I get the Woodland Courier. Okay. So the Woodland Courier allows me to put a progress token on a location in play. So the Narleni is in play, so I am going to put this down for 1. And now I'm going to look for an event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get a Tree People. Okay, that's great. Whew. I was going to say, I mean, I guess another host of the Glathrum isn't horrible, but that's crazy. Okay, so this one goes here. Now I'm going to play Tree People on the Nath Guide to hopefully find a... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The Nath Guide turns into the Nath Guide. I had to move this back into the staging area at the end of the round. Fortunately, nothing crazy has happened because of that. Okay. I could spend a lot of money, but I also don't want to make this guy too bulky right now. I need to, for sure, do some massive sailing. So I'm going to do 3, 5, 6, 4. So I'm doing 3, 6. This is -1, so 5. Ugh, that's not a lot to sail. But I need everything. Okay, so if there's not enough cards to do your sailing test, you have to put them all in and shuffle them up. Okay, so I think 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only move back on course 1 time. Okay. Phenomenal. Okay, so now time to quest. So I'm going to... So the Nath Guide is targeting Celeborn. So that's 2, 4, 5. There's 5 in the staging area. So 2, 4, 5, 8. And I can't put any progress on the quest card because I'm stuck off course, but we can go there. Okay. So I'm just gonna stick to 8. I can boost here for 3. I can use her for 4, but I don't want to. Okay. So let's see what we get. The Thunderstruck. Okay, so Jeremy has this music thing. And so Archery 1, Boarding 2, immune to player card effects. Thunderstruck gets +2 hit points per player and cannot take more than 4 damage each round. Okay, so Thunderstruck's going to stay up there for a little bit. Archery 1 doesn't hurt me all that much. I get to put 1 progress here. 8, 8. I just want 1 more. I just want to clear that location. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend the 1. Okay. To use Kirdan's Blessing to give myself an extra 3. And so I can't put any extra location, any extra thing here, but I can get rid of this location. And now I can travel to Rough Waters. And that helps. Okay. Okay, so now I have to engage this guy. I have to do the 1, and I get an Infiltrator. It says when Corsair Infiltrator attacks, deal it 1 additional shadow card for each resource on it after the engaged player collects resources. So I need to kill this thing at the beginning, or else I'm going to end up having lots of shadow cards on this thing. Okay, so that's the moral of that story. So I'll do the archery damage here. And now shadow cards, 16, 20, 28. So I have to defend the Stormcaller with the Narlenia. And it says, if your heading is the worst, just barely isn't. Okay, so takes another 2, so let's put 5. So Narlenia's starting to feel some limping along here. So that's at least taken care of now, though. Okay, doesn't exhaust. Okay, so defenses. Before I go too far, I'm going to use Galadriel to lower my threat and draw a card. Maybe I get a Faint Voices or something. Oh, I get a Greenwood Archer, which is just as good. Okay, so I'm going to defend this guy. He's attacking for 4. No shadow. No damage here. Okay, and now I will use Thranduil's ability. One of these goes here, but it's not going to matter, to bring this Greenwood Archer into play, and that readies Thranduil. And now Thranduil will defend this Infiltrator. It says if this destroys an ally, it does not destroy an ally. Okay, so no more damage here. So I can do, I need to kill this thing. So I need to do 8. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because this guy just came into play. So this guy dies. Whew. Okay. And now, let's see here. 2, 4. It's a bummer. You know what I was gonna let me reduce the amount that I paid for this by 1. Okay, so I do 4. So 2 damage here. This guy's gonna. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this guy back in the staging area. We're at 6. And we ready to do all this stuff. Okay, draw a card, and I get another Woodland Courier. That's going to be good, I think. Oh, I readied these 2 guys. These 2 guys are healed. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring in one of these guys for 1 because of the Narlenia. So that puts a location progress here. I'm going to bring in a second one. With her, and that puts another progress on that location. And now I'm going to spend 2, target Colorborn. Okay. So I have my attackers, my defenders, Clarion, and whatever new people coming in around. Okay. So now let's try to get on course. So sailing. I guess I have to remove that too. Okay. Sailing. So I have 4, 8. Sailing for 8. I hope. Hopefully that gets me back on course. I'm at the worst heading. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. I just barely got back onto course. There's Gavin though. Okay. So I'm back on course. That helps. So now I can put progress on this thing, which also may help. Okay. So without trying here, meaning these guys don't exhaust a quest, I'm doing 9. Okay, and then I'm definitely going to do this for 10. That puts a progress here and gets rid of this location, which is what I want to see. I wish I had Shadow of the Past to be able to put Gavin on the top of my deck. Okay, so let's see, that's 9. I'm going to leave these guys out. 9 versus 6. I can put a little progress here. Okay, what do we get? Fogbank. That's exactly actually the location that makes sense. So that's 9. Wait, was that 10? 2, 4, 6, 9, 10. Yeah. So that's 2 progress. And then I am going to use Galadriel to put 4, so that's 8, 4, that's 6 more progress onto the main quest. Woo. Okay, now we're cooking. So I'm going to take Fogbank. I'm going to travel to Fogbank. That means I can't engage these guys. Okay, but I have something that's engaged with me, so that's all right. Yes. So let's deals 2 shadow cards. 1, 2. So I'll use Thranduil to defend. Oh, I have to do I'll do a damage here. So attacking for 3. It says attacking against +1, +2. So this guy, if we're off course, we're not off course. So this guy's attacking for 4, defending for 4, no damage. That's great. And now we will kill this. 6. Look, my weenies come back, and we kill this thing. and that's good. Okay. I will join the attack with Colorborn. I'm hoping now I can get through this and hopefully not be crazy here. Quest. Sorry, so we'll not quest. We will go and start the next round. Steward of Gondor. Steward of Gondor. Steward of Gondor. I love this card. Okay, so put Steward of Gondor onto her. She gets the resources. That's all we really... It's good. I haven't used Olorien, but don't you worry about that. Okay. So I'm going to play this Narlenia here. That's one. Okay. So I get to look for an event. Okay, and I either have Quicker Than Sight or Island Amid Perils, and I'm still looking for Island Amid Perils because I want to lower my threat. Okay, and now I'm going to use Olorien to reduce the cost of the Handmaiden by 1. And so that allows me to lower my threat by 1. So I'm down to 36 threat. Okay, these two just came out this round. I still don't have any of my Test of Wills, but, you know, do what you can. Okay, so sailing. I'm going to try to sail without using the Dream Chaser, just in case something goes wonky. Oh, and I was able to heal this up. Okay, so let's see. I really would like to do a lot of progress here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have any 0. Let's see. Well, so let's do 5. And let's hope we get 1 here. 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have none yet. Uh-oh. Come on. Give me 1. Oh, the last card. Look at that. There it is. Yay. Just barely made it. Okay. This is stressful. Okay, so I'm back on course. That's what I need to do. Okay. I have 2 ships up here, but I'm not. Let's see. So 2, 3, 5, 6. I'll put the 5, 6. Let's see. Another 6 is 12. That's really what I wanted to do. I guess I could have. Yeah. Okay. 12. 15. So let's see. So I need 7 more there plus 4. That's 11. 15 versus 6. It's not going to quite be enough. Let's do 2 more here. So that's 17. That's exactly enough if I don't get a problem. Let's do this here. Okay, so 18. And then I have Galadriel. Okay, so what do we get? Winds of Wrath. That whiffs because it just says if you are off course, deal 1 damage to each character in play. If heading is worse. Oh, I'm glad that I was able to do this. So look, 18. So I was able to get through the fog bank. And then I was able to put progress here. Okay. Whew. let's see what we get to do here. The artwork suggests that I am not going to be sailing much more. Anyways, it says when revealed, each player assigns damage among non-ship characters he controls equal to the total damage on each ship objective he controls. It says discard all ship enemies, ship objectives, and ocean location in play. I have 6. Okay, it says shuffle the Corsair deck and the Corsair discard pile into the second encounter deck. It says search the encounter deck and discard pile for battle hardened and each copy of Watchtower. And then it says set the current encounter deck and discard pile aside. Inactive, the second encounter deck becomes the active encounter deck. Advance to stage 3. Okay, so it says when stage 2B is revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for each boon and non-ship burden and shuffle them into the second encounter deck. The only one that's there is Crowley. Let's see. It's Crowley, right? And then Gavin. Okay. When Captain Sahir enters play, attach black key to him and the black sword to him. Okay, so we haven't gotten that far yet. And it says, search the encounter deck for the Shattered Monument and Captain Sahir and set them aside out of play. Each player searches the encounter deck for one enemy and one location and adds them to the staging area. If the Stormcaller was not destroyed, add 1 resource to each raider enemy in play. So the Stormcaller was not destroyed. So I have to find an enemy in a location. Okay, so I'm going to pick the Watchtower because I don't have any raiders in play and I can immediately travel to it, so it's not going to stay in the staging area. And then I'm also going to pick the Infiltrator. Everything's going to get one resource, and this guy gets an extra shadow card, which I don't want to say I'm good at dealing with, but I'll be all right, I think. So we'll go from there. Side 3B is nothing, just 18 quest points. So hopefully I get through this fairly straightforwardly. Okay, so there's the old encounter deck. The new encounter deck, I'll move it over so you can see the whole thing. There's the Infiltrator and the Watchtower. There's nothing in the staging area. It looks like I did all right. So I'm going to travel. So that gets that out of the staging area. And now I'm going to engage. Okay. And look, I get my fleet is all gone. Look, I think I still get Clarion, which is nice. Okay. So deal 2 shadow cards. Hopefully there's not a ton of shadow effects here. I'm going to exhaust Galadriel to lower my threat and to draw a card. And I get, hey, a Marksman of Lorien. Now, okay, so same old here. We will do this. No shadow. It's the raid leader. And no shadow. So attacks for 3, defense for 4. It's all good. And now I will do 2, 4, 6 here. Kill this. Life is good. Okay. So this guy dies. Okay. So now we will ready, heal, draw, raise threat, do all the things that we need to do. And another copy of Nenya. Okay. So I think this is the time to play the Host of the Galathrim for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be fun. Okay. Before I do that, I'm going to exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat, draw a card. And I get the Elven King. Yay. Okay. So, let's see here. So, play that. I'm going to keep track of my willpower while I'm doing this. So that's 1. That readies Galadriel. That fizzles because there's nothing to do. This guy. So that's going to be 1, 4, 5, 7. Okay, I will target Celeborn for another 2. I'll target Thranduil for another 2. This I get to put there. This I get to put here. The minstrel. Let's see, 2. I lost count. 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. Okay. So now with the minstrel, I get to find an event. I'm going to use Fade Voices. Okay, and then I do another one of these. Test of Will. Test of Will. Nope. I do get Command. But I'm going to pick Quicker Than Sight. Okay, so I'm going to lower my threat. That's another, let's see, it's another 2 and then another 3. So I'm at 22. So I lower my threat by 1. And then another 2, 24. And then the Neath Guide targets Galadriel, but she can't do anything. So that's going to be another 2. So that's 26. I'm also going to spend 1 to put the Elven King into play. That allows me to pull a Sylvan back into my hand and ready that character. So, and then I have another 4, so I'm at 30. So I'm questing for 30 versus versus not a lot. I'm going to put this here because this, so this gets rid of this location. Okay, so now I have a clean start here. So what do we have? We get the Umbar Raider. We've seen this. It gets +1 for each resource on it. So that's 2. So I made 28 progress. I get through the Haven of Umbar. So let's move along here. Okay, it says add the Shattered Monument to the staging area. Put Captain Sahir into play. Engaged with the first player. The player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for an enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. Add 1 resource to each raider enemy in play. Okay, so we need to take a look at the Shattered Monument and Sahir, and then Sahir also gets the black key and the black sword and the black cat and the black eye and everything. Okay, so Sahir is no joke. He has he's got 6 attack, 6 threat, 2 defense, 8 hit points. It says for each point of damage Sahir would take, discard 1 resource from him to cancel that damage. It says for every 5 resources on Sahir, he makes an additional attack. So he's going to be taking 5. He's going to be getting lots of resources. And it says each, for the Shattered Monument there on the right, it says each raider enemy with at least 1 resource on is immune to player card effects. At the beginning of the resource phase, add 1 resource to each raider and enemy. So it's like these guys are going to be collecting all sorts of stuff. Okay. let's look on and see what the black key and the black sword do. The black sword there on the left. The black key we saw earlier, it doesn't change because it's now on Sahir, but Sahir has the black key, so that's a pain in the butt. And then it says for the sword, it says it's immune to player card effects, and then the sword enters play with 3 resources on it. Sahir gets +2 and gains indestructible. After Sahir attacks for the first time each round, he makes an attack against each other player in turn order. So basically right now Sahir is attacking me for 9, so that's like chump block territory. That's too crazy for me to deal with. Okay, the enemy that I picked was the Infiltrator again. I'm going to put 1 resource on it. Okay, so the final confrontation says while an enemy has resources on it, Sahir gains indestructible. And it says if Captain Sahir is destroyed, the players finally put an end to the Corsairs' treacherous plot and win the game. This has been a slog for sure. Okay. No questing. I just need to kill some things. So here's Sahir. And here's Sahir. And here's you open the door and you see all the people. Okay. So okay, so I'm gonna go here. Okay. So we need to, so this guy gets engaged. So basically I engage all these guys. Okay. All these guys are out of the staging area. I'm down to 0. So let's deal, do I have any engagement effects? I do not. All these guys are immune to player card effects too, so that's phenomenal. Okay. So let's see here. Who's first? This is not immune to player card effects. I don't know if that matters or not, but okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to defend for 4, attack for 4, no shadow. This guy gets an extra resource here, and now I will ready Thranduil and bring, I guess, the Woodland Courier back up into my hand. Now I will defend here with the Infiltrator. Oh, he gets another shadow card. Okay. So let's see. No shadow, and it says if the attacking enemy is a raider, place 2 resources on it. Okay. Oh, 1, 2. 2 more resources. Okay. So, but no damage to Thranduil. That's good. Okay, and now we got to figure out some way to chump this guy. So, chump with the 9th guy. It says, if the attacking enemy is a raider, place 2 resources on it. Oh, yay. Okay. Okay, so the 9th guy dies. So I can probably kill a whole bunch of these things for sure. Let's see. I need to do 5 here. So let's see here. 1, 5. This guy dies. No, this guy dies. Okay, then I need to do 6 here, so this guy does 6. Kills this, okay. And now Sahir is really what I have left here. And now let's see. Okay. So I want to get rid of, I need to do a whole lot of damage. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 11. And he's 3, so that at least gets rid of this. Okay, and that puts 8 damage on him, but he is indestructible right now. So I have all these things on him. Okay. I actually appreciate that this is out here. Otherwise, this would have been way too simple. Not that I foresee a problem. Oh, dang it. Let's see. So those resources that were on the enemy, they need to go to Sahir. So there was 5 resources. So I'm going to take off. Let's see if I can do 2. I can do 2, 3 more damage. Okay. So that's good. Okay. So now I have to. I need the time. I just need time to get through this. So I like that. And this is here. So I mean, there's just things that are slowing me down so that the encounter deck has a chance to like screw me over. Okay. So I'm going to, I feel like I already used her this round, so I'm not going to use her. Okay. So let's, end of round ready, do all those things. Okay, so I need to exhaust a hero here. I'm going to exhaust Thranduil, and now that removes this and moves that onto Thranduil. Okay, that's what the campaign card says. And now I'm going to draw a card, and I get Starla. Oh, wow. Okay, let's look at Starla. Okay, so Starla, that's half the level of Starla rounded up. After Starla is discarded from your hand or deck, play her. It says Starla exhaust, place 1 progress on a location. And right now I have Starla at level 4. So she's 2/2/2 with 4 hit points. It's a good soak. Archery soak, defender soak, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put Starla into play. And now I'm going to use the Olorien to play 1, and that's going to put this here. I got a resource here because of that. I have to raise my threat. I forgot to do that. So let's see. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. Okay. 12. 12. And I only have to make 6 progress here. So let's see what we get. Add 2 resources, Foes of Ecthelion. Add 2 resources to a raider enemy in the staging area. Each raider enemy in the staging area gets +1 defense for each resource on it until the end of the phase. If there are no raider enemies in the staging area, Foes of Ecthelion gain Surge. Okay, well, guess what? 2 onto Sahir. Okay, so Sahir gets couple of resources. So I was able to clear out this. Yay. Okay, this has... Okay, that'll go up there. Now I just have to kill Sahir, but I have to defend Sahir too somehow. Okay. I mean, he's got 9 attack, so I will defend with this brand new come into play Woodland Courier. Okay. No shadow. Woodland Courier dies. Okay, I'm going to exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat, and draw a card. I get Galleon. Huh, isn't that nice? I'm going to spend 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. To bring in the Marksman. So now the Marksman is 4. So let's see here. Let's see. 4, 6, 8. So I'll do this. 3 defense, 3, so that's 2 more damage. So here is indestructible, but he's gonna do all right. He's gonna be done as soon as he becomes indestructible, or as soon as he becomes not indestructible. Okay, so we will ready, and we will move forward to the next round. Okay, I'm going to exhaust Thranduil again to bring the black sword. Okay, and now we're going to draw. I get another Sylvan Tracker. Okay, so I'm going to put Galleon into play. Put the Sylvan Tracker down for 2 here, because I have Olorien. And a quest, I guess. So I don't have to do much in the way of questing. So 2, 4, 5. I guess I'll quest for 5. Just so I don't lose it. So what do we have here? We get a Umbar Slaver. We saw him early on. Okay. Okay, so now let's see here. I'm going to have to engage this guy. He doesn't get any resources. Now we do shadow effects. There. Okay, I will ready Thranduil to defend this guy. No shadow. It's Gavin. Dang it. Okay. And he's attacking for 9 again. So we'll do this. If the enemy attacking is Raider, remove 1 resource from a hero you control to the attacking enemy. Okay. So now let's see. this is wild here. So I'm going to first use Galadriel to lower my threat. Draw a card. And I get Ancestral Armor, which is actually the card that I needed. Okay. So this is giving him indestructible. And that's giving him indestructible. So I need to get rid of this. As soon as I get rid of this, this guy's dead. I am now going to do 3, 8 here. Okay. So, right, 3, 5, 7, 8. This guy dies. Oop. This guy was exhausted here. Okay. And now, look, I'm going to play Island Amid Perils to bring Rumil back up into my hand to lower my threat by 4. I'm to 30 threat now. Okay, and now I'm going to play Rumil for 4. And I don't get to do damage. He's immune, but at least my threat is low now. Refresh resources, do the whole thing. And when I do the whole thing, I'm able to exhaust Thranduil, move this to him, and then this guy. This guy dies. Wait. He's an enemy. He's still immune to player card effects. So you know what I need to do? I need to do 2, 4, 7. So I need to do another 5 to this, another 4 to this guy. Okay, so now another 3 to that guy. So he has 12 damage on him. But this comes off. Okay. And so now I can ready and remove this. This comes off. Gets removed from the game. So here has damage on him. He goes in the victory display. Black key. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let's see what the resolution of the campaign says. I get 1 XP for each surviving player. So that's 1. And then 1 XP for the following cards in the victory display. I don't have the worship. Shattered Monument is in the victory display. Crowley, Stormcaller, not. So Thunderstruck is not. So I get 1 XP here. But you know what? I got through it. That's exciting. Campaign over. Campaign unlocked. Hopefully I didn't have too many errors. And now we move on to the next greatest thing. Okay, everybody, have a great day.